Well, we apparently are live. Yes, this is definitely a different way of starting things, but then Storm is in the background trying to get things working, so I don't know if we're actually running. It would seem. Turn that off. And let me see here. I don't know if I've got control of it or not. Nope. So in case you're wondering, right now, I don't even know if we're broadcasting properly. This is called Technology 101 for me. Whoop. Okay. I just found out in a sense, Storm, if you can hear me, do I have control of my computer back? While I'm waiting for that answer, let's try that. What do we got? Yeah. While we're waiting for that, where we go? Okay, there we are. Now, let's see. Thanks very much, Storm. Now, welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I'm a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. The journey continues today on March 14th, 2025 at approximately 5:02 p.m. PST. Now, I've made it my life journey to remind people that working together, we can make this a better world for virtually everybody. Now, I bill myself as a spiritual guide because the tools I offer are the exact same tools I personally use in my day-to-day life. And the philosophies of life I talk about are the same philosophies I personally use to guide just about every move I make. With this in mind, I know these tools will work for you because they continue to work for me and have literally worked for thousands of others over the years with varying degrees of success, depending on their own personal efforts. Now, well, how's that for an absolute mess? We appear to be live at this point. I'm just waiting to see what's going on. I'm trying to get my feed in the other side here. And there we are. Well, talk about a fiasco. We have spent the last half hour trying to get this to run. Okay, this is why I warn people that technology and I do not get along. But that said, let us see if anybody actually comes in. I see we do have Nathan on site. Nathan, now, Storm, like I said, has been in the background making sure this works. Okay, but for it to take, yeah, and for it to take Storm this long to get it to work does give you an idea how much of a mess we've got. And you know, the sad part is the computer was working fine. All day today it has been. And here we go. Yeah, Nathan's just letting us know he just popped in for a moment. You know, so we get on with our day. Talk about a fiasco. But with that in mind, I have been doing a lot of work here. I have been doing a lot of work in the office. A lot of things have finally come into balance. If I seem a little rattled, it's only because I am. Joe, you are actually in with the gold. Sorry about the delays, but welcome to technology. You know, the computer today was working beautifully. Never had a problem until I went to go live. So, like I said, this is just a question of making sure I keep things mobile and keep things happening. But with that in mind, Where are we here? We have, holy mackerel, we've actually got 5 watching. So what I've done, as you well know, this is a question of getting my office up and running. So, where is what I require here? Income tax. Nope, that's not the sheet I need. Okay, let us see. Now, I do believe, well, let's see what I got. Not that. What's this one? Those are the active books that I've got moved around. Hopefully things are going well for you guys. I mean, frankly, from my end, it gets really frustrating when this happens. So, take these booklets and get them out of the way. Oh, that pad. I think that's where I wrote it. Nope. Okay, one step at a time. Now, what do we got here? BLB, how you doing? Hopefully things are going well. Now, I'm just looking for something here. This is, again, me working in the office. That's pretty much what it is. But if you do have a question, absolutely ask. Okay, get that out of the way. And, oh, there we are. I'm presuming this means, BLB, that you're in the Adirondacks. I do not honestly recall whereabouts that is, but I do believe that's in the States. Could be mistaken on that. I'm not absolutely perfect on that one by any means. Now, stuff that's got to be worked out, but what I've got here is a whole pile of other files of other pieces of data that I've been working on, striving to get it all in order. Okay, that's that stuff. So what do I got here? Oh, what did I do that for? Put the book away that had them. That would be the problem. There we go, BLB. Yeah, upstate New York. An hour and change south to the California. Whoa. Oh, to the Canadian border, doorknob. Okay, that explains that. Yeah, I'm over on the west side there, on the west side of the country. Now, where, pray tell, did I put the information? Because it should be in here. Okay. That's not the one I'm looking for, so hopefully it's this one. What I'm striving to do, because I've got to get stuff put in for my, there we are. That is the information I required for my income tax. Like I said, this is literally just a question of getting my office running properly. Because I will tell you this, if your office is not running properly, the rest of your life could be a bit of a shambles. There we go. So that information, because what my accountant said was that she needed all my utility bills totaled for the year, or more to the point, my share of them. So that's what this is. And now we go into here, into income tax, file that where we needed to. Get that to her tomorrow. Or Sunday, one of the two. That page can now go down here out of the way. Whoop. Okay, we're making headway. Now, here's the neat part about it. Okay, as I've told you, in order to get things to work properly, you've got to have your office running smoothly first. Okay, because whether we're talking about a business, as in what you know is business, yeah. And absolutely BLB. You know, you're absolutely right. You leave it like you want, leave it like you want to find it. Organized makes it easy. Absolutely it does. Which is why I've got paperwork like this. And as you, I don't know if you can see, but I've scratched out this side so I know it's been done. But the back of the sheets are empty. So I've got a way to make notes. Now the rest of this, what is that? Gotta double check that. This is all paperwork I'm working on. So we do that. Now, of course, whether you're talking about a house or a household or what people call a business, understand the household is probably the most important job available. Most important business. Simon, how you doing? Let's see. BLB came in with the silver. Simon, you are in with the bronze. Now, nice part about it, you know, there we have, yeah. Okay, so I managed to get that sorted out, amazingly enough. Now, what is this? Oh, that gets put there because, again, it's got to be moved. It's got to be transferred. By the way, double checked it. Yeah. Don't you love autocorrect? They tell you it's intelligent computer. I'm telling you it ain't. What is that? Oh, that's what I needed there. This information we'll put there just on principle. And once it gets filed, then we'll leave it alone. Now, this here. We have calculator. Whoop. There we go. Joe's going and goes, sunsets here are now getting longer and spring has come. It's getting warmer out during the day and less happening at night. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we were told we were going to get rain yesterday. So what did we get? We got one heck of a snowstorm. Didn't stay for longer than the one day, but it was a dang near whiteout. Now, if I take, let's see, we get 45 times 9 equals now this is just making notes. My Races of the World, the first printing, is I've actually still got 45 of it here. Equals 405, and then we've got believe in your finances, believe in your business, and believe in yourself, all of which were done for $4 a piece. So to figure that out, we take the total inventory is Believe in your finances. Believe in your finances is 352. Then we go 67 times 4 equals 268. And 90 times 4 is 360, which makes sense when you think about it. Then we take a look at Dreamcatcher. Now, Dreamcatcher, of course, happens to be a children's story. Now, where are we here? What do we got? 9 times 91. $819. Tarot Simplified, which in all fairness, I didn't actually write. That was written by another gifted psychic that has been at it a lot longer than I was. Uh-oh. This is cute. Oh, okay, that I can do. That's my son. That one I'm going to have to deal with. Give me 10 seconds. I will be right back. I can't leave this on blank. But I recommend, at this point, turn it all back over there. I will handle the transfer. Well, as I've mentioned, guys, family has to come first. No, I'm not shutting the stream down right now. I was actually in the middle of doing a calculation, and that was just annoying. But let's see, what did I miss? Here we go. Now. $819, what is that? Oh, Dreamcatcher. That's why it was $819. Yeah, now. 195. And how many we still got here? Still got 6. So my apologies. Today is a botch job. I will tell you that. Nine times. Oh, I forgot to write those down. Well, ain't that annoying? Let's see if I can get that information. Not that stuff. That can't be all I've got. Well, it could be. What I'm looking for, guys, is literally to see if I've got any more of the Birth of the Wolf Pack. Well, I've still got 3 I can see here. Okay. Could have sworn I had more. But if I do, I don't know where they are. Okay. Well. Whoops. 3, which is 60. And Epic, which is also 60. Where are we? Birth, we've got 3. Epic, we've got 3. Is all I can find. So there we have it. Now, I'll tell you, when things around me go sideways, they do it in one heck of a hurry. Oop, that can go over there. Okay. Now we go total inventory cost here. What I'm doing is just adding up a list of book costs for the cost of production here. Now, that takes care of that. Whoops. Susan Ahern, I missed that. So I do not know what that, if you want to repost that question or the comment, that'd be great because I missed it altogether. But how you doing, Susan? We have, let's see, Joe was in with the gold, BLB was in with the silver, Simon with the bronze. And that means that Susan, you came in with honorable mention. But I am glad you showed up. It has been a fiasco striving to get this off the ground today. It even took Storm half an hour to get up and running. So, with that and with things that just tanked sideways in my own life, in my own world, well, things got a little screwy. I am here, however. I use the term a little loosely, but what the heck. Now, was it this one that I took it out of? Bet it was the brown one. Yep, must have been. Oh, that's all over, is it? Okay. Yeah, Susan's just letting us know that the internet itself is a little wacky tonight. So the fact that I'm functioning at all, we'll just chalk that up to a nice start. But with that in mind, I am working on getting things happening. I will be back on tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific to work with with positive perception and perspectives. Sorry, positive perceptions to get that up and running. But we'll have to see how that goes. I'm hoping it works right, but God knows at this point. The fact of the matter is, with things going the way they are, I just don't know how long things are going to work. Holy mackerel, is this being a pain in the neck. Talk about a butcher job. Nothing like things being a little scrambled, to say the least. We can do this. Birth of the wolf pack. Three at 20 equals 60. End of an epoch. Has 3. This is what I've got actually in stock. Then we go. Races of the world. I still have how many? 45 copies. What did I do here? Race of the world. Oh, that should be 10. No, that won't be. Oh. $45 times 13 equals $585. Then we go. What do we got? This is believe in your business and believe in your finances. We have 88 at 4 equals equals 352. Believe in your business. Did I have next? Yep. Is 67 times 4 equals 268. And believe in yourself. We had believe in yourself. We had 90 equals 360. This is just the way things work with me. If you've got a question, guys, absolutely ask. Just remember to put them in all caps to me so I can spot them. It's been a scrambled day to start with. Now we get Mr. Dreamcatcher. And Mr. Dreamcatcher, we've got 91. Let's see, 91 times 13. Okay. I'm amazed we got 9 of us here. This is the boy. Oh, here did we go? Oh, Simon's asking, did you become aware of Races of the World this lifetime on a combo or all previous ones? Some of them, we'll try English. Some of them I remember because I was them. But every one of these races I've listed, I've run into this lifetime. Albeit the greater number of them were all on top of a consortium ship, aka where a lot of different races actually congregate. Where are we? Dreamcatcher returns. There we are. We had 63 times 13 equals 819. Yeah, the greater majority of them I've run into this time. The reality is I was way back. As a matter of fact, last rendition, my lifetime as the Xerxes was literally before what you guys consider the Big Bang. So this is why I've got memories that are, shall we say, a little extensive. Now, Tarot Simplified, we've got 39, and I believe that was at 9, so... No. There we are. Equals 195. And let's see, that Tarot Simplified, Birth and End of an Epic are there. Okay, so let's add that up again. Where are we here? Yeah, race is definitely not a racist. Oh, I see what you did. Do all races leave implants, or is that a marker of a specific race? Okay, that nice save there, Simon. Nice save there. Anyway, not all races you leave implants, but specific implants are used by specific races. There is, and I don't have a picture of it at this point, although this one, I can show you one. This one is the most common one that people see, that people report anyway, is you end up with a dot there, and I end up with a circle there, a circle there, a circle there. Okay. This mark this is a very commonly reported mark of an implant. Okay, that's used, that utilized, that is done, is used by the zeta reticulans. Now, what do we got? It's used by the zeta reticulans. That's the and that is the mark left by the Dexel stabilizer. Which, yes, the description of that is in, I believe it's in the first one. Hope so. Let me just double check because I got it right here. Where are we? Hybridization program. Whoa. Oh, that's because I put it in the same do we have it in there? No. Okay. In the second printing, actually I was told mark it as the second edition. That would be the one, Simon. That specific marker, and thanks for looking that up. Ah, perfect. I appreciate that, Simon. I apparently don't have the current copy, at least not readily available. But, unless that was in the back of the book, which might well be what I did. Nope. Well, that's entertaining. Now I'm curious. Oh, there we go. And that's why I've got it actually written in longer form in the new one. I appreciate the clarification there, Simon. This is what I get for writing too many at the same time. Now, what do I got here? Let's get this calculated so I can get it off my table. Plus 352, 268, 360, 1183, 819 plus 195 equals a total of 3882. Okay. Now that can get filed out of the way. That goes in there to be reported. I gotta get that down to my accountant. This has now been calculated so it can get shredded. Okay, that takes care of that. Now, here's for the other part of this. The other thing I've been working on today has been, well, over the last couple of months. Positive Perspectives, the April edition, is ready to go to print. As a matter of fact, can we try English? What do you think? Nope. So where is? Let's open up a new file because that's me there that I've got open. So we go to desktop. And that is April's. Good. So scroll down, and I do believe we are completed on this. Just scrolling through it real quick to make sure I've got it ready to go. Because I do believe I tied it off today. And yes, the answer there is I did. 14 pages, good. Let's double check the, yep. Whoop. Catalog on 12. Oh, okay, I've got to adjust a whatchamacallit. Have to adjust the page issue, but nothing serious. Now, where are we? Okay. Well, guess concerning I'm working in the office, it makes sense to do that. Let's take a peek at this then. That is April's. Back up to the top. This is the boring side of the work that I work on. Home enhanced on 4. And then we go all the way back up. Then we got coping on 5, number on 5, and 6 has entertainment in Ilderbach. Coping, number, entertainment in Ilderbach on 6. 7 is occupied. 8 gets alien, non-speed, non-human. Alien, non-human, great. Then we go down and check 9. I'm referring to the page number I'm scanning through. Okay, 9 has attaining success and the birth of an empire. 10, economics, language. Economics and language. Hospitality is on 11. So, we have success and empire on 9, 10 is economics, 11, and hospitality. Oh, hospitality, I think, is on 11. Do believe that's what I said. So we scroll down here to hospitality is on 11, and 12 has parting thought, and 13 has the catalog. So, hospitality is 11. Parting thought. Whoop. Did that completely scrambled. Whoop, all the way down. Parting thought is 12. And the catalog, therefore, is 13. So where's civilization? Hospitality is 11, so we got to figure out where civilization is. It is also on 11. Okay. Then we have parting thought. It's on 12. And catalog is on 13. Now it is done. Philip, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Sorry if we seem to be a little scattered. Life took an interesting annoyance. And I've got one heck of a mess to deal with tonight. The unfortunate part is Tech got off to a really bad start tonight. I will be back at 9 o'clock tonight. Today is clearly going to be a short run because of the things that have gone on. Where are we here? Okay. Yeah, this is certainly, where are we? Let's get back to what I had. Because that is now done, including getting the index straightened out. It's not perfect, but that's okay. Well, we'll start with no. Phil's asking, did you wear a costume for Purim last night and today? We'll start with no, but I did wear clothes. Secondly, what, pray tell, is Purim? Which would be a lot of the reasons for not touching it. But not knowing what it is, I can still say Happy Purim to you. Now, what have I got here? We have, okay. Yeah, tonight is admittedly extremely scattered, but that has a lot to do with the fact, who pray tell would do that? That has the reality of today is technology went completely sideways. Okay, which is why we were so late getting started. Today was actually laid out really nicely. But what I have managed to do is over in my filing cabinet here. I've got my company drawer sorted out. I've got most of where does that one go? There. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Get those out of the way. And I is sorted out. Okay. So my Inner Voice Enterprises hard copy file drawer is completely sorted out. My personal drawer looks like about half. 3, 7, 10, 13. 13 out of 26. I'd say that was about half. So I've got the 2 hard copy file drawers sorted out. Now, what do I got over here? This would be my list of stuff. Where are we? Didn't do that yet. Let's see. This is just that list I keep telling you utilize because it works. And that is up and running. What was this? Didn't get to that. That stuff's all got to be done still. Boy, oh boy, did we get scrambled today. Philip, there we go. The Jewish holiday that's like Halloween with costume parties, traditionally Jews and Christmas, and traditionally Jews and Christians and Muslims and all. Everyone celebrates Purim together, even though it's mainly Jewish. And I'm gonna really ruffle somebody's feathers, but I'm not gonna go into the details. But I did find out that in their own way, Jewish people celebrate Christmas as well. But if you want the details on that, and you have me, whether you happen to be Jewish or not, you're going to have to contact me directly. Okay, because I'm not about to lay it out on here. There's way too many complications. Okay, but one thing you got to remember, if there is a reason to celebrate, I'm personally of the opinion, find it and utilize it. This is why I like the Irish people's way of dealing with funerals. They don't have a funeral, they literally have a wake. In other words, let's all get together, party, and celebrate the life that this friend had. Okay, now I could dwell on all the things that went wrong around me. I have come to a couple of conclusions, though. Number one, and this is a hard one, take a look at your past. Okay, what you've gone through, you are not going to change. So you have to look at where you're standing and go, now, where am I going from here? I figure when I go to die for the final time, I'm just going to have a wake about a week before I die. I figure it comes out of the estate anyway. I might just well be there for it. Yeah, and Phil goes, yes, almost. St. Patrick's Day. The funny thing there, Philip, is that is also an Irish holiday. Which, when you think about it, that's kind of an intriguing connection. Now, what do we got here? I'm looking at this going, okay, where do I go? Now, my office is sorted out. That's the easy part. Oh, was neat. Now, as you guys know, I've been fighting financial complications for quite some time. Got a call from the one credit card that I'm overdrawn on, that I'm badly overdrawn on. And the guy goes, because I phoned them because I got a warning. Like I got an alert from the card, and I looked and went, but I already worked all this out, so I can't be overdue now. So I called them up, and the guy I was talking to was really congenial about it. He looks it up, and by the end of the call, it's like, okay, something that I've got to reassure you of. He says, sorry for taking so long. I checked with my boss, and he says, you fulfilled your part of the contract, so you are sorted around, and you're back on track. Right? He says, I can't do anything about the bill that just came out. This won't show up there. But when your April bill comes out, absolutely, that's where you'll find it. He says, if you get a phone call or a text from us, totally ignore it. Don't answer the call. Just leave it alone. Right? He says, I suspect, and I just don't know. But he goes, it's got to be automated, just like you said. So that said, managed to get that bill turned around. My youngest son has stepped up and gone and picked up the actual utilities to get everything brought up to date. My youngest son has. My eldest son just managed to land a job that starts in about a month and a half. Okay, so he's on his way. So him moving home and us supporting him for that time was absolutely well worth it. Now what we got to do is get everything moving in the right direction. Unfortunately, the conflict with my brothers has escalated to a stupid level. So I've decided how to deal with that as well. But the other fun part that I've been dealing with is, as you well know, I play Dungeons and Dragons. But I asked him, my game master, I said, what, pray tell, is going on here? I said, every character I run always ends up building an empire. Usually it's a business empire. I said, why? I said, I keep trying to start off slow, and keeps kicking up. Yeah, he's just Philip. He quit his work in his work cooking. Right. As a matter of fact, a couple of years back, my eldest turned around. He came back to me and goes, "Dad, I wish I had listened to you." He says, "You told me right from the get-go I did not have to have my life organized by the time I was 20 to be successful. I really wish I had listened to you. The problem was literally everybody else I talked to said I had to get it picked. So he says I ended up going into cooking so I could have a career and have my life in order." He says, "Do you mind if I quit my job and move home to go back to school?" And I looked at him and I said, "Look," I says, "number one, don't worry about the fact that you found out that it wasn't going to work. Right?" I said, "There's always going to be a place here. You know," I said, "You'll always have a place. I may not always have a bed for you, but you will have a place." As it turned out, we had to buy him a new bed and a new dresser. But he moved home and has gone into water engineering. Okay, not making water, just controlling the whole 9 yards of it. He seems to be enjoying it. Okay, and he's certainly happy with what he's going to end up being paid, which that's for him to tell people. But it does look like he was really happy when he got the job. So he took the thing and he'll be moving down to the coast. Down to the Sunshine Coast, which is, as far as I gather, a little north of Vancouver. Okay, in BC, where he's going to get his first job there. He'll be there for 8 months, and then he'll come back here to finish his training. No, he was originally, Philip, he was originally looking at going after his Red Seal, but as it turned out, he didn't enjoy it enough to do it. To do it for a permanent job. So he's gone into the water engineering. And hopefully that he stays with that for a while. But the reality is most people change careers 3 times in their life. Okay, the average does. I spent 1972, I started hospitality until 95, 72 to 95. In a manner of speaking. Simon Philip goes, same job as Poseidon, controlling water. Basically, yes. Let's see, 1995 minus 1972. Okay, so I spent 23 years in hospitality. And from where are we? Well, today, I'm still doing the consulting work. Okay, and again, if you're looking for consulting work, okay, I've been paid $2,600 an hour. I only charge $20 for 15 minutes now, 80 for an hour. But you gotta understand, number one, I charge that because that's what the people that really require the help can afford. Very few can afford $2,600. Now, don't get me wrong. Somebody wants to give me that much money, I'll take it. Okay. He's actually down at Okanagan College. Okay. Philip, I take it you gotta be somewhere around here to know those places. But yeah, he's actually taking his course at the college. He will, if he goes after the extended version, he'll have to go to the university. So I spent 23 years in hospitality. And let's see, if we take 2022 minus 1995, 27 years in the psychic industry, and I'm still going with it. So it's actually been longer than that. So we're actually 30 years in the psychic. And the last 5 years, and this is what I'm really pushing for now, is the side of the author. Oh, here we are. Phil goes, I'm just south of the Washington State, Okanagan. But the spelling is different on this side of the border. Yeah, no doubt. Actually got the spelling for those places actually dead on the money. But I will tell you, pronunciation does seem to be a little scrambled on occasion. But I'm just looking here. Joe still deletes scam emails. I don't even bother clicking on them. I see it and just delete it. Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing with scam emails, one thing I got to remind you, when you look at something that looks really professional, and I'm no computer whiz, okay, but when you see something that looks really professional, okay, number one, hold your cursor over top of the email origin. See if it actually comes from someplace normal. More often than not, it doesn't. And I do agree with you, Joe. If it's a scam email, you don't open it, you delete it, and be done with it. Okay. I've even gone so far with companies when they drop me an email like that, I will go and check on my own bill to see whether or not there's been a problem. Oh, okay. My apology. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, when we start looking at spelling and languages, let's face it, English is essentially made up across the board. Basically people take new words and pull little ones apart and put them back together. But it does look like my son, he does look like he's looking forward to it, not to the move. But like I said, like I told him, his room is still going to be there when he gets back. I'll undoubtedly use it for the purposes of sorting things out. Now, where are we? We actually have 6 in the room. But now, this is the part where I'm going to have to really look at things on a different level. Going back to double check there, Joe. Whoop, not that one. Okay, what do I got here? That's Simon, Susan, Simon. Joe, I hate to tell you this, but it didn't come through. So if you would be kind enough to repost it, that would be really great. Oh, there. A copper, very small, dim light. Oh, okay. Just found it. Now, the copper depends on how small it was, but you may be looking at literally if it just, when you're saying copper, I take it that's the color of the light. Okay, yeah, copper, very small, dim light. My suspicion is it's probably a Zotar. Okay, in all likelihood, and I'm betting if it was copper colored, you probably saw it in the evening. Okay, bear in mind, the Zotar are only like 4 to 6 inches tall, and they take the smallest of their people to actually fly the ships. And yes, their ships are only the size of a basketball at most. Usually, they're closer to the size of an oversized softball. Lawn bowling ball would be about the right size. You know, I get a kick out of it. Like, I haven't looked at it into it there, Philip. Philip's just saying he saw a video of a linguist explaining why using the Latin alphabet for English doesn't work as well as the runic English alphabet. Chad, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Hopefully things are going well. Well, much as that's a cute thought, I think we might have Phil's just adding that he argues that we should borrow a couple letters from the runic English script and add them to our Latin English script, which is a cute thought. But training roughly 6 billion people to work with, to try and teach them how to write again, may be a problematic issue. Although, hey, what the heck? Oh, wild. Well, the Zotar, you really don't have to worry about them. They're a wonderful little race. Little on the odd side, but let's face it. In Canada, if you've ever seen, I don't know if you get them in the States, but TELUS is a phone company, and they've got a really neat little picture of a gecko that is almost identical to what a Zotar looks like. But that's what you're likely looking at. And the reason I said you probably saw it in the evening is because the reflection off of their ship may well come across somewhat like copper. The neat part about all of this, where are we? Yeah. One of them, what are we? Oh, yeah. Well, Philip, I'm looking at that kind of a concept. Let's change the alphabet a little. I look at that with the same challenge, if you will, as turning all vehicles electric right now. The hydroelectric plants can't keep up with the current demand. Can you picture what's going to happen by turning all vehicles that way? We may have a problem. Yeah, I was quite happy with the weather here as well there, Chad. It was a balmy 2 or 3 degrees. Might have been a little warmer. But no rain, just sunshine, a little bit of cloud in the air. Weather was fantastic. Now, these are my characters, so they get moved out of the way. Okay, got that stuff all sorted around. Where are we here? The nice part about it, with what I've done here now, get this. I've got the office working properly. I've got my entire inventory now worked out. Both my filing cabinets are clear to the clutter. This mess over here I'm working on. Okay, but those are old files I gotta go through. So I'm finding stuff that I have to copy to soft. As I get that done, the energy level in the house is clearing up. And now I just have to worry about, shall we say, certain annoying family issues. Okay. And everybody has to deal with that. But this is why I say, when we're dealing with home, oh, there we are. Yeah. The neat, Philip says the gecko is used for Geico car insurance. As we can tell, gecko, reptilian, in a manner. I mean, humans call them amphibians. I look at them going, they look like a reptile. Now, bear in mind, I was studying paleontology and zoology before I got into kindergarten. So I've got a little bit of a background of looking into things. But I came to the conclusion with the fiasco I've been having to deal with my own family that meeting with them, hearing what they have to say is not a problem. It becomes a problem if I sign paperwork I don't agree with. And that's going to throw them for a loop. Mind you, I'm fully expecting that to blow the whole idea of getting what's legally mine in my hand. And at this point, given that I can make marketing sales start to work, that will work well enough for me. Now, let me see, what do we got here? Nope. Nothing new there. Oh, that's because that's on that one. Now, go into here and watch. It's going to complain. Let's scrap back because I don't trust that. They are. And like Phil's just going, they are cute little critters. They really are. They're kind of neat to watch how they operate. But they are some of the nicest people you run into. Quite literally, their technology is not great. They're great as ship operators, but they don't actually build their own vehicles. Well, that was cute. Just looking at some of what came in here. Whole pile of new emails I gotta go through. That was funny. This is why if something feels wrong when you go into your email, if something feels wrong, don't necessarily hit what they call the link. Hit this link if it doesn't show up. That ain't a wise move. Okay, so I just dumped it and started over, and lo and behold, got in. Where are we here? Okay, I'll have to go back through that. All in all, we're looking at a lot of change happening. Now, what did I miss? Absolutely nothing. That always worked out nicely. Now, I'm starting to get the files on the hard files sorted out, as well as my soft copy ones. But here's what I wasn't actually expecting to have to do. Kind of an oversight. Is on top of rebuilding the energy flow in my house, I've got to rebuild the energy flow in my body. Oh, there you go. If I had the money, I'd go back in and reestablish my search for my family tree. I don't promote anything I don't use usually, but I was working with Ancestry.com and having some success with it. Oh, that is unfortunate. Yeah, I know what that's like. I'm going through it. I went to send a letter to my brothers, And I sent a copy of it to a friend of mine that's been working really well to help me keep things balanced. And the funny part was, the way I wrote the letter, she said, it looks like all you're interested in at this point is the money and not the family. See, I won't say my brothers aren't my brothers. Okay, that is the worst thing you can do. I've seen people say, you're not my son, or you're not my daughter, or you're not my mother. You get the picture. Okay, this is one of the worst things you can possibly do, especially where it comes to social reconnection, because those are words that do not go away. But I'm just looking at this. There's a lot to look into. And, somebody asked me the other day about how much, how much a past life can make an impact on this life. Well, I'm telling you, they carry over. Absolutely, they carry over. I'm living proof of it. I've got living memories of it. Okay. But that said, tonight we're actually going to be looking at near death experiences and what you can learn from them, how it all comes about. Is there a beneficial point to them? Let's face it, dying doesn't have a lot of things to say and be said nice about. Okay. I'm not afraid of dying, by the way, guys. I just am picky on how I die the next time. Now, where are we? We are at 6:17. Now, gotta take a look at that and see what's missing. Whole pile of stuff. Now, today is Friday, which is great. Where are we here? Yeah, unfortunately, Justin, the old saying that blood is thicker than water is all too true. But the reality of it is that it doesn't make the bond any better. I've got a better connection with my friend and with the few friends I've got than I do with my brothers. Now, from here, I've got a whole pile of things on my list. Right now, I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 things done, and 12 more on my list already. But I will be dealing with them tonight. Oh, we just got a question in here, and I need eyeballs. Oh, nope, that is not doubled. Okay. Thought that was actually written in bold. Or not in bold, but in all caps. So, the reality of it is today was a little scrambled. Well, let's face it, the computer tanked on me. I went to go on air at 5 minutes to the half hour, 25 after 4. And it took Storm until 5 o'clock to get the thing up and running. So you can picture how much fun I was going to have. Now, let's get that set to go up. I will do that afterwards because that's going to take a little bit more memory. Oh, I have to take a look at that. So we go into here. Yeah. The funny thing is, earlier this year, I took my grandmother's autobiography from the early 1900s. Okay. And people haven't learned much of anything in the last 100 years regarding how to treat each other. Okay, the nightmare she went through coming to Canada was absolutely appalling. And it hasn't improved much from what I can see. Not by the way people talk, anyway. And what do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 17, and there's a dozen. Whoop, 17, 18. Whoop, there's 17 there. One there, another dozen there that aren't listed. Oh no, yeah, another dozen that aren't listed. 17, 18. So that makes 30 books right off the hop that I'm in the middle of concurrently writing. Philip goes, I have a question, but it's off topic. It's funny you should mention that, Philip. I had a book I literally come across a book called Magic by Aleister Crowley. Okay, I did read the book. Did I actually practice it? No. But I did read the book cover to cover. Then I turned it over to L.A. Moon. I just handed it to her. Okay, because I was done with it. I've got my own set of rituals that are a whole lot older than Crowley's. Okay, and the reality is that I remember I was actually during the witch hunts. I was actually working for the church, but I turned it against them in a manner of speaking. I actually utilized my ability to, number one, protect the other witches, and number two, number two would take the problem children out of the equation. Not one of my nicer lifetimes from that end. But Philip's going on, he says, I watched a video about one of his that went really, really bad. I have a friend, okay, that literally mispronounced one word. She was a spellcaster. And I say was, because she mispronounced one word, one syllable of one word in an entire ceremony. And she incinerated the entire inside of her apartment building. Fortunately, her and her daughter got out. Okay, sorry, not the apartment building, the apartment itself, with no smoke damage to any other apartment, even the adjoining ones. And just to clarify one other thing, guys, Phil called it a little off topic. I don't have a topic when I'm working in the office because my brain goes in 8,000 different directions at once. But now what I'm looking at, where did my other box go? I've got to have this neat little thing. I've got to do a little recalibration here. Okay, this is my database for emails, specifically for Positive Perspectives and any of the books that I put out. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, because I added something and I'm back to what I'm doing, let's think first. What do you think? Yeah, spellcasting is real. Okay. People say, oh, it's just a bunch of hocus pocus. Not when it's done right. Okay. But when I added Buy Me a Coffee to my repertoire, okay, that is being reshined. All the advertising that goes from that is being redirected. Okay, because the way I worked it out, the number one method of advertising in the world, even today, is still word of mouth. Now, social media is an all-inclusive word of mouth. Okay, Well, literally, it was Storm that built built the website that all my books sell through now. Okay, so I mean, from my standpoint, that's extremely necessary. Is there something here I'm missing? Not by the look of it. Let us take a look in this one and see what it pops to. There we are. Yeah, you're funny. There we go. Bunch of stuff that I definitely have to take a look at, but I'll do that when I get off stream. All in all, this is the way my office usually works. And what have we got? Okay, so when, like I was saying earlier, April's edition is now ready to go to print, or ready to go to email. But here's the thing. As per our discussion a couple of days ago, I will be sending it out on the 29th. Okay. But I've already started working on May's to get ahead of the game. But again, Positive Perspectives newsletter has now become Positive Perspectives magazine. It has a cover, it has an index, and it's got a catalog, not to mention everything else. With that in mind, now we are hitting 6:30, and I realize I started late, but the reality is I have a schedule I'm trying to stay tracked on. So with that in mind, I definitely want to say thanks so very much for sharing your time with me. Again, with us. Again, sorry we were late getting started. Technology did not cooperate. But tonight on Positive Perceptions at 9 p.m. Pacific, we are going to be discussing near-death experience. What can you learn from it? Okay, so I will be back here from 9 to 10 p.m. PST. Sometimes it runs a little longer, but don't hold your breath. But I am taking that other neat little idea that you guys came up with, and I will be putting some of the points into the May edition. Okay, so things are shifting gears. And am I missing anything? No. So we are hitting the 28th. So I will say thank you so much for sharing your time with us tonight. Until we meet again, okay, do take care of yourselves and each other. And for pity's sakes, stay positive.